and not a moment too freaking... Hello there, YouTube. How's it going? Coach Rob here, back with another video, and it's been way too freaking long. And I feel like I say that all the time, but I've got a really good excuse. Number one, this video is number three, I think? Four in the Unstoppable series. I forget. That's what happens when you an old guy trying to be cool on the internet. Anyway, yeah, I think it's 4. I don't know, but this one's about training, and I'm not going to be that pretentious asshole that tries to pretend like my program is the ultimate program and you need to do what I do. I mean, number one, if you're training your ass off, you're in the gym, you're training hard, whether that's in a commercial gym, a home gym, or in your own back freaking yard, I don't care. You need to be training hard, and it's far more about the grit and the consistency that you have than it is the actual program. So you may be implementing a killer freaking program as we speak, and it may be working great for you, and it's making you strong, it's working on your capacity, it's furthering your health and your longevity, and if that's the case, then congratulations, you're on your path, and that's awesome. And maybe this video might just be some, a little bit of insight as to what I'm doing. And I just want to be fully transparent on that. And maybe you can take something from this particular video and maybe apply it to what you're doing, or maybe make some slight corrections because you feel like what you've been doing may not be taking you to the level that you want to be, and blah, blah, blah. There you go. Here we are. I'm going to outline what I do. I'm going to outline what I'm doing for many, many clients, both in my gym and online. You take it for what it's worth. Maybe apply elements of it, maybe apply all of it, maybe just get some, wisdom and encouragement and even some motivation to propel you to continue down the path to being the best version of yourself that you can be. So when I'm looking at training to be strong, to sustain as much muscle mass as I possibly can, because muscle is life, muscle is everything, and not only to be able to hopefully add some muscle, but also to keep and sustain the lean muscle mass that I have at a level that allows me to perform at the highest possible level that I can for my age. And me being 56 years old, my goal, as I've said many, many times, is to as each calendar year passes and I get a little bit older, I want to be in the 1% of men my age. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm one of these perfect Instagram influencers that's always walking around carved up at 7% body fat, always attacking the day like David Goggins, like some superhuman. I have my ups and downs as well. I have good periods of time throughout the year, and then I have moments where I let things go a little bit. We're human. And I think that's one of the reasons why, my message seems to resonate with so many people, is because I'm freaking real about it, and I'm not going to lie to you. There's so many people out there who are so chronically overtrained, chronically fatigued, beat up, beat down, that they never give their body ample time to recover, compensate, and then grow or overcompensate for the amount of stress that they're applying. It's far more about intensity of effort and then giving your body the ability to recover, adapt, and grow than it is beating yourself into the dirt in 2-hour workout sessions, 6 days a week. I train 4 days a week. 4 days a week in the gym. Now, when I was competing in bodybuilding, those 4 days were all high intensity, low volume, purely hypertrophy-driven training, because the ultimate goal as a bodybuilder, physique competitor, whatever, is to build the greatest amount of muscle mass you can possibly build, sustain it, and then peel yourself down to obscenely low, unnatural levels of body fat, 3, 4, 5% body fat. Now, that is not a sustainable way to live your life, and I no longer do that or have any desire or goal to do that. However, in the spring and summer, I do like to get myself back down to about 10% body fat. And that is a level of body composition where I can still perform at a high level, but be lean in the way that I want to be lean. It's kind of the best of both worlds. A high-performing, high-caliber human that is sustaining lean muscle to the greatest degree that I possibly can, but also gets rid of that unwanted, unnecessary body fat to keep me at that roughly 10% level. Now, right now, because I'm trying to be the highest performing human that I possibly can be, I do it like this. Now, at the end of this, I'm also going to tell you what my favorite current workout is that combines not only strength, but also power and capacity and even endurance, because it lends well to the type of human I'm trying to be now. That's 1 day a week. The other 3 days a week, I'm doing traditional split training. So it's still of paramount importance to me to have as much muscle as possible. So, for instance, on Mondays, I do currently, and this could change, currently I'm doing chest and back, or what we might call a push-pull. So on Monday, I come into the gym and I'm doing a high-intensity, low-volume back and chest day. So obviously I'm doing heavy pulling movements and I'm doing heavy pressing movements. Now, what I like to do is I like to do 2, maybe 3 movements per body part, and I will oftentimes do them in superset fashion. Meaning I might do a heavy back movement, maybe like a bent over row, or a heavy cable pull down, and then I might immediately go into a heavy bench press, or a dumbbell press, or maybe even slow, strict push-ups, something of that nature. So I'm doing the push-pull routine on Mondays. And then on Tuesday, that's when I do my current favorite workout of the week to be the complete athlete that I can be. And I'm going to touch on that here at the end. Then I take Wednesday off. Why? Recovery is king. That's when you grow, compensate, and then hopefully overcompensate, which means new muscle growth from the previous 2 days training. And then I go back into Thursday. Thursday is leg day. Thursday is always leg day for me. And that's going to be a crushing, high-intensity, low-volume leg workout that might encompass only 30, 35, even 40 minutes at the most, putting the greatest amount of effort that I can possibly put in the shortest amount of time possible, doing the most productive, big compound movements and a couple of isolation movements sprinkled in, like leg extensions or Romanian deadlifts or hamstring curls. And then Friday is a big arm day. Now, Friday might be just bis and tris. I might throw in a little bit of additional shoulder work and rear delts on that day. And then I often throw in a little bit of abdominal work as well at the end of that, because arm day doesn't take very long. You're working small muscle groups and you can burn through a very high intensity arm day on Friday and leave a little extra to finish with some core work. Then on Saturday, nothing, nada, no strength training whatsoever. And Sunday, same deal. Sunday, I really try to rest as much as I possibly can, because again, it's all about overcompensation, letting everything recover to the point that not only do we stimulate growth, or bring yourself back to where you started, but then overcompensate and hopefully even maybe add a little bit more muscle and really let the recovery process take shape. And then I repeat the whole damn thing beginning the next Monday, back with my push-pull session, chest and back. All right, so pardon the interruption of this wildly entertaining and equally compelling video, but as I was editing this morning, I realized I made a glaring omission, and I wanted to rectify that now as I'm out on my ruck thinking about it. Now we're going to get to rucking in a minute, but right now, specifically about the strength training element, I notated that I'm a huge advocate of high intensity, lower volume training, but I conspicuously omitted a very, very important factor, that when you are training, when you're in the gym, it's vitally important, if the goal is muscular hypertrophy, developing strength, to become better than you are, then you need to make sure that you, at a minimum, take the final sets of what you're doing, especially the big compound movements, and work those sets to true concentric failure. Make sure that you're pushing those sets to total failure, and that's what's going to set the growth mechanism into motion. You can't go at it half-assed. You have to strive for the greatest amount of intensity that you possibly can in the shortest amount of time possible, and that means, especially on those final sets, you need to work to true muscular failure, pushing to a point where any additional reps would be absolutely impossible. That, again, is what's going to set the growth mechanism into motion and make sure that you're making the ultimate progress on your journey. All right, so I needed to get that off my chest because I realized that I forgot that. So back to the video. Enjoy. Now, also woven in there, I am doing some cardio. Now, it baffles me. Absolutely baffles me when you see people on the internet, coaches, trainers, influencers, whatever the hell you want to call it, poo-pooing cardio. Like, you're not badass if you're throwing some cardio into the mix. You only need to do strength training. Now, yeah, you can get remarkable results, especially aesthetic results, from just doing strength training, and you can get very lean just doing strength training. 100%. If your diet's on point and you're crushing it in the gym lifting weights, you can get as lean as you want to get, and you don't have to do cardio. However, being able to do a 600-pound deadlift doesn't mean shit if you can't negotiate a long flight of stairs. If you can't evade the threat of something, by sprinting a short distance. If you can't not only pick up a weight that's heavy, but walk with it a considerable distance. And weighted carries have massive benefit in all regards. Cardiovascular conditioning helps the cardiovascular system, right? It helps build healthy mitochondria. It makes you healthier. It makes you more fit. It greatly enhances your ability to negotiate any obstacle. It makes you feel better. Some of the best moments of my day is when I'm out lost in thought, putting forth effort, rucking across the landscape with fresh air in my lungs and warm sun on my skin. I couldn't imagine striving to be the best human that I can be without incorporating some cardiovascular conditioning. My favorite mode of cardio, you could probably guess this if you've been around a while, is rucking. Rucking is absolutely amazing. You're bringing a strength element into your cardiovascular work. It's great for your core, it's great for your legs, it's great for your calves, it's great for total body strength, it's great for increasing aerobic capacity. You burn more energy than if you were just walking without weight. If you want to call it calories, that's fine. When I am trying or in the throes of a program where I'm going really hard, super consistent, with a serious dedicated goal in front of me, rucking is a major part of what gets me to my goal. What is rucking? Walking with weight on your back. Walking with intention. The military have been doing it since the dawn of the military. Find a sturdy backpack that you probably have laying around, dust that son of a bitch off and put some weight into it and go walk. Could be 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, whatever. If you want a criteria measurement, if you're that kind of an OCD person, think of 20% of your body weight. That's a good rucking weight. So I would ruck 4 to 5 days a week. So as I ruck 4 to 5 days a week, one of those sessions is a more high intensity session where I might throw in some intervals. I might do a 30 to 40 second run within the ruck 2 or 3 times. So I would strength train 4 days a week, one of those being my favorite workout of the week. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then 4 to 5 days a week, I would ruck anywhere from 35 minutes to an hour. One of those workouts, I would include some interval work and make it a HIIT workout as well as a ruck, sort of a combo deal. And then 1 day a week, I do a long ruck. So if all my other rucks are anywhere from 35 to 40 minutes to up to an hour, Sunday mornings, I generally do a longer ruck. It could be 2 hours. It could be an hour and a half. Back when I was training for an event that I did last year, my long rucks were a minimum of 10 miles. So I pack supplies into my ruck, put a little bit of food in there, hydration bladder, whatever the case may be, maybe a light jacket in case the temperature swing was happening if I left early, and I would go out and do 10 miles. And I got to a point where I think I worked up to 17, 18 miles, I think was my longest ruck. And then I completed a 32-mile 50K ruck challenge in the mountains. and I'm very proud of that. I like to throw in a strength capacity challenge workout once a week because it really allows me to see progress each week. It allows to see growth. It allows to see real progression under serious load, and not only load, but also aerobic capacity. My current favorite workout, we call it Taco Tuesday. I have no idea why, because it has nothing to do with tacos. But on Tuesdays, we're doing the workout starts with what we call a deadlift carry challenge. Now, a solid criteria for deadlifts is to get to a point where you can deadlift 1.5 times your body weight. That's kind of the minimum standard. If you get to that, then you're on your way. You know, that you're strong. You know, you're fit. So on Tuesdays, we use a trap bar. And we do this because we're not only doing deadlifts, but we're also doing a farmer's carry or a weighted carry or a loaded carry, whatever you want to call it. So we started on week 1 by putting 300 pounds on the trap bar, which is, you know, I weigh about 200 pounds and my workout partner, he's about 270. So we decided to be dumb and not start with our body weight, but go a little above and beyond. We started with 300 pounds. So the way this works is with a 300-pound trap bar, you do one deadlift and then carry that 300 pounds 45 feet, set it down, deadlift it again, and then carry it back the same 45 feet for a total of 90 feet. So on week 1, 300 pounds, ultimately there'd be 2 deadlifts and then a 90-foot farmer's carry. And then on the next week, we did 2 reps on each side. 2 reps, farmer's carry, 2 reps, farmer's carry. And then on week 3, we did 3 reps for a total of 6. And on week 4, we did 4 reps for a total of 8, seeing the progression of strength and capacity grow over time. Now, currently in this phase, we're up to 350 pounds. And for an old guy like me, is challenging. I'm not going to lie, but I'm proud of that. So right now at 350 pounds, currently, tomorrow being Tuesday, we're at currently 3 reps. So we will have to get 3 reps of 350 pounds, carry that 350 pounds 45 feet, set it down, 3 more reps of 350 pounds and carry it back another 45 feet. And then the week after that, we go to 4 reps. And then the week after that, we add weight and start over at the 1 rep on each side. Make sense? It's harder than it sounds, and it's very, very challenging because you have to farmer's carry the same weight that you're deadlifting. And in case anybody's wondering, obviously we don't use any straps. So it's drastically improving grip strength. So the ability to lift heavy weight, and not only lift heavy weight, but then carry that weight, really does make a difference in building your strength and capacity. And I've noticed the changes already in the few weeks that we're already into this. And it's really a lot of fun, and it's a fantastic challenge that I not only look forward to every Tuesday, but I'm also a little bit afraid of. But then when that workout's over, I'm stoked, excited, proud, and I can't wait for the next week to come where I'm then equally terrified and then go through the workout again. Now, once we finish the deadlift farmer's carry challenge, we then work on our strength and capacity some more, and we stack several plyo boxes on top of one another until it's roughly, somewhere between 5 and 6 feet tall. And then we use a 100-pound, what's called a D ball, which is this big, heavy, sand-filled rubber ball, a little bit bigger than a basketball. We lift that D ball, throw it over the obstacle, the plyo box wall, go around, pick it up again, throw it over again. And we do that for 3 sets of 6 reps. And then the next week we do 7 reps. The next week we do 8. We work up to 10 reps. Currently, I only have a 100-pound ball, so I'm looking at ordering a heavy one in the near future to see if we can possibly continue moving up in weight and continuing that part of the challenge. And then the third thing we do on Taco Tuesday, my favorite workout of the week currently, is we get on a Rogue Echo bike. And if you've ever been on one, you know they are the spawn of Satan. They absolutely suck, but they are wildly effective in building endurance and capacity. So what we do is we finish the workout with a couple of rounds of a 25-calorie sprint. Now, if you've never been on one, you're thinking 25 calories, big deal. It's harder than it sounds. So you get on the Echo bike and you go balls out as hard as you can until you hit 25 calories. Now, it only takes anywhere from 35 seconds to a minute, or maybe a little more, depending on who you are. But at the conclusion of that effort, you will absolutely hate your life and, would welcome a heart attack over the fatigue that you feel at the conclusion of throwing a leg off of that damn bike. But you notice the definite improvement of your capacity over time as time goes on. And I really notice the effectiveness of doing that on my rucks when I go out there and ruck hard, especially in very dynamic, hilly terrain, or if I'm doing stair climbing intervals with my ruck or whatever. And then finally on Taco Tuesday, we finish with some very steep decline sit-ups. So, and that's just our finisher. We try to push towards 20 to 25 reps at roughly a 45 incline. And then as we get stronger over time, we might increase that incline till we get to like Rocky with his legs over the beam in the barn scene on Rocky IV, I think it was. Maybe we'll get there. Pretty badass, very effective, but that is my current favorite workout of the week. Now, that workout really combines the elements of strength, capacity, endurance, grit, fortitude, effort, all the things, because it's hard and all of the elements are there. Now, you may find a completely different version of that style of workout that you create yourself. There's limitless variations that you can throw together, but that's currently the one that we're really digging right now, and we're looking forward to doing all the way up until summer to see what kind of progress we can make with that. There might be a time when you are called upon as a man or a woman, when someone may be in need or something is afoot that requires your immediate attention in some sort of a emergency or disaster scenario, where you're the capable one in the room. And odds are, in the event of crisis, you can look around you, and I promise you, way more often than not, the people around you will not be that guy. They will not be that woman. We are on a steady health decline, worse than it's ever been in our lifetimes and beyond. Be the freak in the room in everything that you do. And the side effect of that is you will be the best version of yourself you can possibly be and unstoppable. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out the Apex Collective, apexcollective.online. Leave a comment, please subscribe, and reach out if you need anything. I look forward to chatting with you guys again on the next installment and the final installment of the Unstoppable series. Have a great day.